Hey, Elena, this is Lisa. So what I did was, based on your questions, I picked the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, which I find to be a really, really good deck of oracle cards. So you're asking for guidance in the relationship with your parents who adopted you. And so you want to know, is keeping the bond with your parents creating toxicity in your life? So I shuffled the deck and I asked those questions, and 3 cards came popping out. Normally this would be for 1 card, but I actually had 3. And they seemed like pretty good cards. I think that could resonate with you. And I hope that they help you make a decision one way or another. Before we get started, I just want to say, if, there really is no answer that, I could give you and say, yes, you should. Yeah, obviously, if someone is abused, which it sounds like you were, and I'm not sure if it's mentally or physically, doesn't matter, that definitely causes toxicity in your life. And the thing is, if these adopted parents are not, if they're still doing that to you in any way, or they act like they're not being responsible for their actions, or not asking for forgiveness, or trying to work it out with you, then that's kind of a big problem, because if people aren't willing to change and they're abusive, we can't really allow them to be part of our lives. We can always love them from afar, meaning, I think I'm going to say 2 things here. I think that forgiveness is necessary, okay, on your end, okay? And when I say this, I don't mean that you should forgive them and let them walk all over you. What I mean is, for yourself to heal, you are going to have to figure out a way to forgive, because, the thing about it is, love will never do you wrong. We should always come from a place of love. That is our soul's journey here on earth. So when I say coming from a place of love, I feel like you need to let go of them to a certain degree, if that feels right to you. But also at the same time, for you to heal, you have to allow yourself to go through this anger, whatever it is, or hurt, or whatever it is. But then you're going to need to find a way to just forgive, show compassion, be empathetic, and know that no human on this planet is perfect. And a way to look at that would be, now maybe they were abused as kids. Okay, that doesn't make it right. Hell no, it doesn't make it right. But maybe they didn't work through their issues, or maybe they had some mental issues that caused them to be that way. They could have had an imbalance in their brain, their chemistry. Again, that's not an excuse to ever abuse another human being, especially one that you adopt, okay? But if you can find a way, because when you can forgive and let it go, you're going to release it. It's like a big weight will definitely be lifted for you, okay? And once you can do that, you can kind of let that go. But again, come from a place of love and love for yourself. This will give you actually empowerment. And again, you can love them from afar, and just, there's several things. When I give you the cards, it might give you more clarity, but this is coming from my own intuition. It sounds like you've already changed your name, and that was your way of dividing yourself from them and showing them that what they did was wrong and that you're hurt and you don't feel like you're part of their family, I guess, in some way. So you could either of course, come from a place of love, forgive, let go, and let yourself heal. But you can also then love them from afar and say, listen, I'm getting too hurt by you guys, and you guys, I don't know if they're abusing you now. If they are, that you can just say, listen, I'm not going to be abused by you anymore, because I don't want to be a victim anymore. Okay? And so you can tell them, I'm going to take a break from this for now, because this is not serving my highest good and causing me an incredible amount of toxicity, like you mentioned, and stress and pain and anger and whatever else. What you're feeling. I'm just giving examples here. Or you could completely cut ties. I just can tell you from my own experience, and what happens if you don't come from a place of love and just forgive, you could have regrets down the line. There are people that and these were family members, and I had my own issues. I told you I had panic attacks, and I had social anxiety in my case. and I had a lot of pressure from some family members, and it actually made me like run the other way. When they wanted to get together for like family stuff, I literally would like run away. I'm here like drive off in my car and just disappear. I didn't want to go because I felt too much pressure. And yeah, they were, now that I look back, it's like, yeah, they were kind of, harsh here and there, and it had these crazy expectations, but it wasn't anything like abuse. But anyway, so years went by, and I actually missed several years with these people, and they both passed away. And looking back, I do have some regrets, okay? Because it wasn't necessarily all their fault. They did what they did, but I did what I did. And I didn't know why I was acting that way. It was because I was just running. Like, I wasn't using love. I was using fear. And I literally, it's like a natural instinct, in our brains to like fight or flight. And, like fight or flight. So I ran. And then I kind of learned later on that I was having social anxiety issues, like being in groups of people because of these two people. But at the same time, I should have learned to work through those issues for me. So I do have some regrets. I just want to say sometimes we can have regrets. So, one possibility is maybe taking a break. I'm sure you've probably already done that, but you will only know the answer. So, all right. So the 3 cards that I got for you, and I'm going to send you a picture of them because I think it's important for the person the reading is for that's receiving the cards to actually see the visuals of the card. The first one is number 12, a change in the wind. Okay. And then the next one I drew for you was number 13, chaos and conflict. And the third card that was number 33. And the third card I drew was number 13, fork in the road. So I was like, those are really good cards. So I was reading the Oracle book, and sometimes you could put them in place. Like you could do, the first card could be like your past circumstance. The second card could be your current circumstance. And the third card could be your future. I'm not sure if that's going to work for you. We can kind of take a peek at it and see. But the first card, fork in the road, I'm going to read you what the book says and then kind of add my own intuition in there. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligations to make a necessary choice. Meaning this is your choice no matter what, okay? So the message here is every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road. Wait, that's not the right card. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that. I messed up. The first one is changes in the wind. I was already reading the second card. So now you already know what the second card's going to say. But regardless, I'm sorry about that. My bad. So the first card is number 12, a change in the wind. A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm. Awareness that your plans are not on firm ground. You're feeling a shift. Uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. The message, it says, it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change. Let's see, hold on, sorry. To want the world to remain consistent like a zebra stripe, yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static or the same. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations and relationships. But stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air or scatter seeds and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. And this makes me think about the 2 visions I had in the reading for Lucy, where I saw the door with the keyhole, and then the feeling of, you're going to be able to move or take a different direction in your life. So it totally makes sense. Okay. And now it says, relationships go through periods where people seem out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it, okay? Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from the drama. I think that's key right there. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. Now, if we were going to consider that the first card, that would be more like the past, like what's been going on in the past. Okay. So it's like things were brewing in your life and you knew something was out of sync with your, adopted parents, that type of thing. So I think that makes sense. And there was something like a storm coming. Okay. So you knew this was going to come to head in some way. And it sounds like you've already changed your last name. So that's definitely a change in the wind. Okay. So now number 13, number 33. I'm sorry, I have the book and it's kind of late at night. I probably should have waited till morning to do this. Number 33, let me put a placeholder here for the next one. Let's get there. There's a lot of cards in this deck, so I have to get to that part of the book. 31, 32, and 33 is chaos and conflict, okay? All right, so it says disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. So the message is opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need. Okay, and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. So that's awesome. That's like that transformation. And I think that can become possible if you can forgive and let go and maybe take some time away from these people. Okay, although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, obviously, facing a storm you feel you can't control. And there again is that storm. We just got that in the first card, the change in the wind. We got the storm, okay? So, and it seems like this needs to happen in order for you to break free of this pain, this suffering, this anger, and this disappointment. I feel like there's a huge disappointment in your heart. Like these people adopted you and they were supposed to love you and nurture you and give you everything. And you should have been their top priority. And I feel like you feel very disappointed, All right. So it says here, yet even storms pass. And chaos leads to a rendering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray, okay? Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. So that's not saying that you should take any kind of blame, but this is a time to understand. Like I was saying, maybe they had their reasons and maybe you need to know those reasons of why, the whys. Why would they do this? There's a time for a little compassion here and then being able to forgive and just let go. And so you can get on with your life. Okay, because your happiness is number one right now for you. Okay, all right. So it says stubbornness is keeping you in the state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. And some things are non-negotiable. And this is what I'm talking about. Some things are non-negotiable. You may just need to say goodbye. That's going to be up to you. But some things, if they're still abusing you in any way, that is non-negotiable. That's a deal breaker. All right. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to a higher ground? Soon the air will clear. So that's a good thing. And you'll be in a much better place than before. For the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before if you use this time constructively. All right, so it's saying circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth, shaking things up so you can find your real path, your real happiness, your real path to whatever you need in life. Even though it's a stormy time, it feels as if there's opposing forces wherever you turn. Be reassured that there is a divine purpose in chaos. Everything that doesn't work is being taken from you, so the truest path, parts of yourself, remain. So it's just saying that these events occurring right now are essential for like your ultimate, like divine transformation, okay? So it's like divinely inspired. It's there to shake you up, so to speak, for you to make some decisions one way or another so you know what path to go. But either way, no matter what, again, this is about empowering yourself and loving yourself and giving yourself whatever it is that you didn't get from them, but giving it to yourself, okay? And really going deep inside and allowing yourself maybe to be angry and sad and cry, whatever it is, but really try to think through what you're missing, okay? And I think I got that tribe card for you the other day too. I think finding like-minded people is going to be a huge help for you, and it's going to feel like family if you can find these people, or maybe they're already in your life. Again, I think that's huge to find like-minded people, because they're going to be able to show you that love that maybe is missing, okay? They don't necessarily have to be related to you, you know. Obviously, they're not related to you. Even your adopted parents aren't. Okay, so the next card is Fork in the Road. I think that was the one I started reading. I don't know. Can't really remember here. All right, so hold on. Let me put down the phone for a second. Got to go through the book. Okay, the fork in the road. All right, so I'm just looking at the card to see. It's showing like this beautiful white deer, and there's like a sign like with a bunch of arrows and directions that you could go. Okay, all right. So it says time to make a decision. So I'm thinking this is your future card, or now could be. You know, I totally messed up. I'm sorry here. Okay, yeah, this would be your future card. So the first one, that was the past, was a change in the wind. Current was chaos and conflict. And third is a fork in the road. Okay, so time to make a decision. Okay, so that's going to be coming up, I guess, for you. Considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well-worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction. So this is super, super important. Decision time, for it is an important crossroad. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. So again, keep in mind, I think I mentioned this first time when I did the other reading, our soul's journey is here to experience different lessons. So it's saying here that no matter which way you choose, if you say hasta la vista and cut them out of your life, or you decide to give them a chance and let them talk through the issues and what the hell and whys, and try to work it out together. Either way, it's going to be a valuable lesson. But the key is for you to grow as a person and not be the victim, even though you are the victim, but never allowing anyone to create that circumstance, because you are the powerful one here. You are in control of your happiness. You are in control of what happens to you from this point forward, and nobody can hurt you. Nobody can touch you. This is your life, your decisions, and your love. I mean, love for yourself, love for everybody, and forgiveness. But just remember that you need to feel empowered, okay? So don't ever allow them to make you the victim. Sorry, that just came to me right now. All right, so it says, you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationships. Which will you choose? Okay, to open up to the possibility of love or to remain isolated, to go deeper and commit to mutual passion or to walk away. This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, what you're willing to do, invest, and give, okay, for this relationship. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with the relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. Now, I'm not sure if that's your situation, but it's mentioned here. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. Okay, and then there's a part here, let me just see, it's about prosperity, and that kind of deals with more of like your material world, but let me read it to you anyway. You've come as far as you can on this path of your journey, and now you're faced with a choice. Inherent in this choice is a need for change, for evolution, and for a bettering of your circumstances. So it says, narrow it down to just a single question. What do I need to become? And what do I need to believe? Okay, let me make sure I read that right. No, who do I need to become and what do I need to believe in order to live a life of prosperity? Answered honestly and from the heart. So just take the time and really answer honestly to yourself and from your heart. Then the decision about which way to go will be effortless. Know that abundance is all around you. Choose to see it, and it will be easier to settle on a direction. Okay. All right, and then they give you one last part. It's about protection. So indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead to anxiety, loss, and confusion. At this junction, you can't remain in place without losing your way altogether. Avoid the tendency to let others choose for you, which amounts to a subtle refusal to take responsibility. Don't give your power away. I just said that. Not even to this oracle. By not making a choice, you are making a choice for which you must be accountable. If that choice leads to undesirable circumstances, take heart. Spirit never tires of giving you second chances. Okay, so this is key right here. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, and say right now you say, you know what, guys, I can't be, you guys can't be in my life. You know what? It's still saying that Spirit, even if that feels wrong down the road and you have regrets or whatever, it's saying Spirit never tires of giving you a second chance. You can always start again once you learn this valuable lesson. So there is no like black and white, like the first card said, like the zebra stripes, because maybe there is no one right answer for this situation. Maybe you tried a few ways and now you try another way and see how that works for you. And there's no guilt. I honestly wouldn't allow myself to feel any huge guilt because, again, this is about you and your life and your needs, okay? And there was one more thing I was looking at. I don't know. There's one more card that I was going through and looking through, and this card just hit me. So let me grab it really quick. And it's called Orphaned, and it was number 5, and it says a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. It's saying we were all meant to have connections with other people within our family, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit in. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with people, a group, or a community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like-minded and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. And not even the pressure of fitting in, just the pressure of, I don't know, being somebody's daughter when you don't feel like you are, you know. As you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support, but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs. They're just giving you different scenarios. So you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the right direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. So I just thought that kind of maybe would help a little bit too, just for you to be able to make decisions. So yes, I am getting that the bond that you've created, or let's see, what do we have here? Is keeping the bond with your parents creating toxicity in your life? And I'm getting absolutely yes, it is. Again, I do feel like come from a place of love. Choose forgiveness, choose letting go, but then it's your decision to decide if you need to walk away or if you need to take a break, and then see how you feel and maybe reassess it again in the future. But again, if you're being abused in any way from anyone, I just don't think it's healthy for you, and you come first in life right now because you're you. And like I said in the first one, I think, self-love is key. It's self-empowerment, feeling strong. So I hope this helped. I don't know all of the circumstances, obviously, and I don't need to, but just going by what you're telling me, I really feel like you're on your way to this new path, but it's your choice and your choice alone. But again, Spirit will always give you a second chance, like if one way didn't work, you can try a different way. Because again, we're here to experience different situations, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through any kind of abuse. I just think it's a terrible lesson for anybody. I don't even call it a lesson, a terrible experience. But I think to come out of it, bouncing back, being able to forgive and being able to love, knowing that no one's perfect, and just forgiving them will just be this huge weight off of your shoulders, and it'll be room for you to grow and be happy by releasing. You just need to release that. And this is a big area of transformation for you. So I think it's key for you, again, to go through this meditation I talked about, if that works for you, body movement, exercise, getting out in nature, and also allowing yourself to feel what needs to be felt and then releasing it. I think this will lead you to the transformation you need, regardless of whether they're in your life or not. You'll know when to put limits on people when it's a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this helped. Just take your time and, again, know you're loved. You're never alone. And there's always people that love you out there. And most of all, love yourself, because you're all you have. And you're beautiful and you're special. And you deserve the best in life. So I hope that helps you. If you want to talk anytime, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay? Thank you.